Uh, Yet another day. Listen, sometimes I don't know how to really start these things. I don't know how to start things. I just have trouble starting. Just like today. All day I've been trying to record. I mean, granted, I did have my attempts, so at least there is that. And I can't say that I didn't try because I did. However, I get discouraged really easily. Why? I don't know. Because I get easily embarrassed, I guess. And even though I know that like everyone's gonna have their own opinion no matter what, even if they don't align with yours, if they're not the same, that's okay. But I tend to take everyone's opinions into consideration and not think about my own. Like I started this for a reason, you know? Like I did what I did because I wanted to, because it felt right, you know? Why am I suddenly taking back? Well, okay. I was gonna say, why am I suddenly taking back my own judgment? Well, because a couple people say things in the opposite point of view, or like the opposite opinion, but that's not a bad thing to do. Someone who ignores, like, all critique and criticism towards them. Not to say that they're like a bad person, but like they're not very open minded. Sometimes we do things that we think are helpful, but also come with their like negative, not negative connotations, but like I want to say negative outcomes, but that also doesn't feel right. Gosh darn it. That also come with their negative. Darn it, I can't think of the word. This drives me nuts when I can't think of a word because I know that I'm just gonna forget the point I was trying to get to. Anyway, and I know it's frustrating to hear as the listener. So like it drives me even more insane when I go back to listen and edit through my episodes because it's like I didn't even finish my thought. And like there's part of me that wants to like add in little snippets to actually conclude the thoughts that I was having. But then I get a little lazy and I'm like, I'd rather not actually. But maybe for the sake of the listener and for like a little bit of clarity in my uh hmm, content, a little bit of clarity in my content. It'd be a good idea for sure. Even if it does take a bit longer to edit, I think it would be a good thing to do. Gosh darn it. And I don't even remember why I started rambling in the first place. Oh, I think it was because I have trouble starting things. Is that what I was talking about? I mean, it's true either way, but yeah, and then I started like rambling on, and there was a word that I couldn't think of. What word? Oh, something negative connotation, but that wasn't the word that I wanted to say. Everything has like its pros and cons. Something like that. That's something that I wanted. That's what I was trying to get at earlier. Like, oh, yep. You make a decision, and yeah, it has some like positive outcomes, but it also has some negative outcomes as well. Like, that's why you gotta take the good with the bad, is like a saying. Like, working a morning shift, for example, can be considered nice, fun, because you get out early, but con, you gotta wake up early too. And not everybody is an early bird, respectfully, because There's nothing like sleeping in. I mean, I guess if you're not committed to the bit and you go to sleep early as well, it's really not bothersome. I mean, I can see why people do it. You get more daylight, you get more sunlight, more time in the sun, even. And you get to use natural lighting. And the sun is great. We love to see it. But also, being up late, I don't know, the stillness, the quietness when everyone is asleep and it's late at night. It's so, it can be so comforting sometimes. I find comfort in the silence, but I think that's because a lot of the times I'm surrounded by a lot of noise, or at least what I would consider noise, but a lot of sounds going on because there's always a lot of people, things, and busy road too, so there's always that. But um I don't even remember where I was going with this. But anyway, let's get on with the intro, shall we? Hello, 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 and welcome to Kaylin's Corner. I'm your host, Kaylin, and this is my corner of the internet, where I talk about anything and everything that comes to mind. Thank you for joining me, and I hope this finds you well. I, while saying that, I had a thought because I've been fighting for my life low key to record this week's podcast episode, and so I did a couple tries already. And I think in this one, I started with the intro and then I fumbled transitioning, but I just kept recording anyway. And so I think this might be the second time that I'm saying the intro. And if it is, oopsie daisy. And if it's not, then woohoo, I remembered. Because sometimes, low key, I just start yapping and I forget to say the intro because I'm too into my conversation with myself or too into my train of thought, I guess, because it is just me. So, in a way, is it me just getting lost on the train of thought? hmm, hmm. Something to think about. Just a little something to think about. But either way, I, it's like, I don't know, an infinite tunnel, an infinite, like, loopy slide of thought after thought after thought. And sometimes I feel like I have a lot of incomplete thoughts. Like I have a thought and then I try to explain it and give like a little bit of backstory. But then within the backstory, I get lost and start to talk about something else. And then continue on with that same thing. And then get stuck on something else and then continue on with that same thing, and then I stray so far away from the original topic. It's like crazy. But sometimes I do end up having like a little bit of a full circle moment, especially on my podcast episodes. Like a lot of the times, the things that I'm talking about in the beginning, I'll end up closing out with as well, which I think is so ironic. And I don't do it on purpose. Like, by the time it's like I realize that this is the same topic that I started with, or like on the same similar note, similar notion. And at that point, I just kind of get tired of yapping. And like, not gonna lie, I'm just a girl. I get tired too. I like to take naps if I can, but I don't always get the opportunity to. My body doesn't always let me. Sometimes I'll just like lay down with my eyes closed. And people will think that I'm napping or sleeping, but I'm not. I'm awake. I can hear you. I heard you open the door, but I just don't want to open my eyes. Listen, if there's one thing that I can do, it's ignore people too. Especially, I don't want to say especially because that makes me sound a little fucked up, I feel like, but even when they're in my presence, like I can actually hear them, but I pretend that I don't. Or like I did hear them, but I didn't fully understand what they said or fully hear what they said, so I pretend that I didn't hear them so I can have them repeat themselves for clarity instead of me like making them mad by being like, "Can you repeat that?" Does that make sense? Because I feel like when I ask people to repeat themselves, it takes them off a little bit more as opposed to them just knowing to repeat themselves and doing it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I wish I had someone here to confirm with me. I need to have like a guest on here or something. I think it would be a fun time. Don't have a studio or anything, but we could figure it out. We could figure it out for sure. Putting it out into the universe. We will have a guest eventually, sometime soon. Hopefully. We shall see what the future holds. I mean, for sure, sometime in the future. But, like, how soon? Only time will tell. Every time I have a customer compliment my voice, um, about it being like soothing and whatnot, I always think about it when I'm on here and I'm just like yapping. And I'm like, do people really enjoy just listening to me talk the way I know when I'm at work, I have my like customer service voice on, whatever. Okay, fine. But even just like my regular voice, hmm. Or is there a little bit too much personality in my regular voice and it's not as fun to listen to? Or like as soothing? Or is there enough baseline? Does that make, you know what? I don't know. It's so crazy because for some reason I have trouble putting my customer service voice on while I'm at home. And I think especially now because there are other people home and I'm feeling just a little too self-conscious. Like I know what's going on. And I'm just like listening to everything. The cars passing by, people walking around outside, the wind. It's just I don't know. I haven't been able to like fully immerse myself in um what the okay, sorry. I haven't been able to fully immerse myself in the fact that I'm recording my podcast episode right now. Because usually when I record, I'm by myself and I know I'm by myself. So I can comfortably be myself and act like myself. But like knowing that there's the chance of other people listening to me and it's like a lot, the likelihood of them coming in or like interrupting is very high. It makes me a little nervous, a little anxious, not gonna lie. Because I don't want to say anything too loud and have them like come in, you know? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's just me. Maybe it's just me. I wanted to read a more. I wanted to read some posts aloud today and give my opinion, even though nobody asked for it. Or like, I don't know. I would say read a book, but I don't have a book to read. Oh my goodness! I just let out such a long yawn. Like, do you ever get tired while you're yawning because you're yawning for so long? Like, your jaw's ready to lock because mouth has been open for too long. Like, I get it, you're sleepy, but like, I'm sure you understand the circumstances given the information that the eyes are providing. Brain. But I guess that's the brain's way of trying to be like, shut the fuck up and go to sleep. But I can't. This is what my brain has been doing to me, just like on and off today. She's been making me yawn and making me beep beep. Or maybe she's yawning because I'm bored. Low key. Am I low key bored of what I'm talking about? Well, let's see. What? Am I the asshole for marrying my ex wife's boss? It's a short one. Okay, I'm gonna read it. It was posted 5 hours ago, as of right now. As always, it'll be linked in the description, and it reads as follows. My ex wife and I were married for a decade. We have 2 kids together. I only met her boss face to face once before my divorce. Afterwards, I met her in a club. My buddy and I were trying to game women for for some one night stands, and she was there with some of her friends. I decided to talk to them, and we kind of hit it off. She's a very sweet woman and has been very, quote, supportive to my ex wife. My ex wife has been playing victim a lot, and she was surprised that I am not a man with horns on my head. We have been dating for past 2 years, and we plan to marry this year. I finally talked to my ex wife about moving in with my fiance and introducing her to my kids. My wife has been crying and refusing to let my kids meet her. I told her that is not her choice anymore. Oh shit. She wants me to break up and marry any other woman. She even sends me photographs of some of her friends who are single. I have enforced only call if emergency rule because I don't like the drama. Edit. Quote, gaming women is flirting, teasing, and stuff. You guys are being so weird about it. Well, okay, and that was the end of the post. To comment on the edit that they added at the end about the gaming women, when I read that too, I did not have like a very good feeling on the inside. I was like, but like gaming women for one night stands is what is the sentence, isn't it? My buddy and I were trying to game women for some one night stands, and she was there with some of her friends. So, like, it went in, they were flirting and teasing and stuff. The fuck? Basically. And, I can, like, do you not understand, like, how that comes off? Like, you're just playing a game. But anyway, I guess, to each their own. Whatever. That's what a lot of people go out for anyway. So I'm not judging. I'm just like saying, like, don't get mad that people are getting mad because it does come off a little bit, like icky vicky. I don't know. But anyway, um, are they the asshole for marrying their ex-wife's boss? If he knew going in that was his ex-wife's boss, yeah, I would say so. But he said they only met once. Maybe he had realized. He must have realized. He must have known. But but he didn't do it intentionally. That's kind of just how it happened, I guess. Because, like he said, he was just trying to get laid that night. Well, not to quote. That wasn't a direct quote, obviously, because you just heard me read it. But like, that's what it. That was the mission, basically. He was looking to get laid, and he found her, And oh, turns out I like you. Actually, it turns out I love you. Will you marry me? And that's kind of just how it ended up playing out. Is he the asshole for it though? I did say yes, but honestly, now that I've like elaborated on it a little further and talked about it, I think maybe not. But like he knew. He knew that was her. I wish I knew. Baby, you did. Who are you lying to? Why are you lying to me? Hmm. Unless it was like he hit on her, and it wasn't until they started talking that he made the connection. But he also did say that she's quote supportive to his ex-wife, and he feels like his ex-wife is playing victim. So so I don't know. I mean, like I get it because damn, we divorce and then you end up with my boss, and you know she's my boss, and you want to introduce her to our kids. I mean, I guess it makes sense because like they're gonna get married or so they want to. But then it's also like I understand why she's upset. I can see I can see both sides. I don't think he's the asshole. I think she just needs to like get over herself. But also, I feel like we need to know a little bit more. Like, how long have you been working there? Can you find how soon can you find another job so she's not your boss so it doesn't become so uncomfortable? Because if she is like a good, cool, nice person still, then like it wouldn't be so awkward. Or even if she was like a cool, but see, I feel like that would make the work dynamic a little strange because you are the mother of my soon to be husband's kids or my soon to be stepchildren, and I'm your boss. Like, that just doesn't feel like a healthy work environment to me. I don't know. Is it like some type of bias coming out of me? Maybe. But it just doesn't, especially if she doesn't like it, like, no offense, but go find another job. And you can get another job that pays you more than she gets paid. Just if you really want to, like, do better. Do better. That way, it's like the pros outweigh the cons because what's the point of leaving for to start somewhere new and make the same amount of money when you were already, well, maybe you weren't so happy because you were looking for another job anyway. I don't know. To me, it feels like she should just look for another job and get over it because shit happens. But also, like, I understand why she's upset. I wouldn't really say he's the asshole, but let's see what the comments have to say now. The only ethics breach I would point out is that when y'all started dating, her boss should have gone to HR and transferred her responsibilities over to someone else. Her having power over her boyfriend's ex-partner's livelihood is problematic. Other than that, zero issues. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, with all these HR trainings and retrainings that we have to go through every year, I'm surprised the boss hasn't already done that. I can understand the ex completely. Yeah, yeah. That's a really important detail. I wonder if the OP can or would clarify with an answer. Edit. The OP is trolling in the comments. Maybe this entire thing was a rage bait. Oh, That would be awful. I mean, I didn't really get angry myself. This isn't really a rage bait kind of post. Maybe it's just not in my eyes. I don't know. This kind of stuff doesn't really make me. Well, I can, but the thing is I can see both sides in a way. So like, it doesn't make me that angry. She's You're divorced, but also it's like you knew she was my boss. Like, be fucking for real. You, even if it was just one time. I mean, unless you're one of those people who's not good with faces, because I'm better with faces than names. I'll never forget a face, but I might forget your name. That's for sure. The boss is the issue here. She is still your ex-wife's boss because that's act. My goodness. The boss is the issue here. Is she still your ex-wife's boss because that actually is a power imbalance and could cause a lawsuit? hmm Especially since she doesn't want to let her see the kids and she's the boss. Like, she can just do work retaliation for personal conflicts. We shouldn't really have conflicts at work anyway, but that's not the word I was thinking of. For like personal matters. Because that ain't got nothing to do with your job. But because of your relationship outside of work, it does become an interference with work itself. So I get it. I understand. And I think I agree with most of the comments here. I haven't like read too many, but based off of what I read, I think the consensus is pretty clear. Although I didn't see anything that said that they thought the ex-wife was being dramatic or like, I don't know, just move her to another place. Get another job. Huh? Okay, I'm scrolling through Reddit and this, I don't know if I don't know how to read right now or what. Says my husband told me last night that he realized he has fallen in love with me recently. I am very devastated right now. But why? We had an arranged marriage. Oh, damn. Wait a minute. Damn, this one's kind of long too. This was posted a day ago as of right now. Am I the asshole? My husband told me last night that he realized he has fallen in love with me recently. I am very devastated right now. We had an arranged marriage, but the moment we got engaged, we were chatting and talking to each other over the phone like lovesick puppies. Just after a few weeks of courtship, we started saying I love you to each other. Everyone who looks at us says we are perfect because we can never stay away from each other. He protects me, cares for me, takes stand for me, and fights with anyone and everyone to make sure I get the respect I deserve. Period. We had the perfect marriage with our own little fights, issues, and arguments. That's what I felt till yesterday night. Dun dun. The drama. When we were cuddling yesterday, he suddenly told me that he realized he has truly fallen in love with me. I was confused as to what he meant and asked him about it. He explained that from the past 3 years, got engaged 3 years back. He was just treating me as his wife, yet he didn't have that emotional attachment and affection towards me. He was with me just because he agreed to get married to me. But now recently, he has realized that he is madly in love with me. My whole world collapsed in that moment. I know this sounds crazy to say, that I am sad my husband confessed his feelings. But what about all the times we spent together and lived like lovesick puppies? Was it just lust? Was it just duty towards wife? Was he lying to me when he told me he loves me all those times? I hate myself and I'm crying inside like hell. I understand his situation, his thinking. He just blurts out whatever he wishes to say, no matter how harsh it is. We have had problems because of his brutal honesty quite a few times. But if he is honest, why did he say he loves me when he actually didn't? Am I wrong to find all the negative things associated with his confession and should have been happy that he started loving me truly? Or am I thinking in the right way? Edit. Thank you so much for understanding my point of view and explaining the deeper meaning of my husband's words. I had spoken to him about his confession last night, an hour before posting the original post, and he just repeated his words, which made things more complicated in my mind. I absolutely love my man and will cherish him all my life. I worship him for the way he is, and he knows that because I make sure he understands my love language. The confession made me think all the stupid things, huh? All the stupid and confused things, and I ended up getting emotional. I know if I again raise the same topic after he comes back from the office, he will sit with me for hours and explain himself. I know that. I lost my spot. Damn it. Oh, I know that. But I don't want him to feel he hurt me by telling his inner thoughts because that will make him reconsider his decision to open up in front of me whenever he wishes to. That's why I came to you guys. I know my man loves me the most and he has proven it at every second of our life together. But this one confession confused me. Thanks to you guys now, I understand what he actually meant, and trust me, he is going to get pampered a lot tonight. More than every day. Love you all. Oh, there's another edit. Edit 2. I realized how crazy people can be while reading a context. When I came across all those comments, guys, I am not sad that he is in love with me. I was sad that, quote, if he said that he is truly in love with me right now, what did all the previous I love yous mean? If he was lying then and he was just saying it because he felt obligated, or am I just overthinking all stuff? I was confused and became emotional about this. Ugh, people start judging and advising before even trying to understand what the context is. And that's the end of the post. What a roller coaster, I feel like. Or at least for me, that was a roller coaster and a mouthful, not gonna hold you, but it was an interesting read. It's so interesting reading these posts because you kind of get a little bit of insight of somebody else's life or a different scenario in this world. Because sometimes the posts are fake. People just like to be silly and make up stuff and put it on the internet for people to talk about, get mad about, whatever. But I do understand where she's coming from too in this post. Like I would probably go down a similar rabbit hole of thoughts because what do you mean you're falling in love with me now? After all this time together? What's going on? Like fall in love with me again? Yes, of course. That's so cute actually. But fall in love with me now? For the first time? Damn. Why'd you even say I love you to begin with? Damn. It took you 3 years? What do you mean it took you 3 years to love me? Divorce. I can't do this anymore. Me and my dramatic ass self. Low key. Something I would do. Low key, low key. Cause what do you mean after 3 years you wanna say that now? You wanna say that now? Be fucking for real. Be so for real. Yeah, I'd have like a little bit of a nervous breakdown, but like, I get it. But I'm glad that she got the clarification already. To be fair, this was posted a day ago, so she's had enough time to get feedback and respond. So that's cool. But I do think it was really cute that he like fessed up his feelings after so long. Yeah, we've been together all this time, but I've just truly noticed like my feelings for you. Like maybe he did actually love you early on, but like he's become conscious of it in the moment. Like, wow, I really do love you more than anyone else. Like, wow, you're my wife type beat, you know? I think that's so cute. Oh, I wonder how old they are. I just realized that the people from that post didn't the girl didn't add their ages. Hmm. Don't mind me, just looking for another post to read. Oh, I didn't realize you could save comments too. Hmm. Can you tell I don't really use Reddit like that? Am I the asshole for choosing my girlfriend over my ex wife and son? It's not too long. I am 55 male and my girlfriend of 3 years is 40. F. Okay. Okay. 15-year age gap. She was 37 and you were 52. Got it. I'm rather upset at the moment because I definitely was yapping for a while and it didn't even it didn't even get recorded, everything I was yapping about. And that was at the beginning of the post. And honestly, it's been so long that I don't feel like talking about it, but I will reread it and just talk about. Damn, where is it? I'm trying to find the post now. I can't find the post now. I don't know if it was. Damn, maybe it wasn't meant to be. Did I save the link? Girlfriend over son. Yeah, it was this one. Shout out to me for already having the link. Yeah, I was like, okay, 15-year age gap. All right. So it says, I am 55 male and my girlfriend of 3 years is 40F. My ex wife and I divorced 4.5 years ago, and she hasn't quite gotten over it yet. She divorced me for her coworker. She was abusive and we fought all the time. Anyway, when that relationship failed, she started being nice to me. I have a 15-year-old son named Sean. We have a great relationship. His mother and I are starting to co parent better. Here's the issue. His mother can't stand the fact that I am in a relationship and she is no longer seeing her coworker. She can't seem to keep a boyfriend right now. She's quite difficult to be with. She hates my girlfriend, and therefore Sean and my girlfriend do not have a relationship, as Sean does whatever his mother says. I've tried talking with Sean. He is somewhat like his mother. My girlfriend will not force a relationship either. She says if someone doesn't have to be a part of her life, then she don't need them. I have to agree, as my son and ex-wife have been unfair to her. It sounds like it at this point. Now, this past week, I've been out of town for work. I already informed my ex and my son that I would be around. That I wouldn't be around, excuse me. My girlfriend decides to take some time this week to do things she's wanted to do around the house, some repairs and decorating. My ex called me to tell me that she met someone and wanted to know if Sean can stay at my house while she spends the weekend with this guy. I told her that Sean is perfectly capable of staying home at their house by himself. She said that she doesn't want him alone and that he is scared in case something happens. I told her that my girlfriend is not going to watch him. She is not obligated to watch someone who has treated her like shit for the entire time that we have been together, and that Sean can stay at home at his house. My girlfriend has tried in the past to have a relationship with them both, and they have refused, so that ship has sailed unless my girlfriend really wants to. Which at this point, I'd say no, because we all know that they are just going to use. Because we all know that they're just using her, and I'm not allowing that. My ex wife says that I am choosing my girlfriend over our son, which I don't feel that I am. I feel that I'm choosing to teach my son that listening to his mother and acting like her will cause him to face consequences down the road. I even talked to my girlfriend, and she says that she doesn't feel comfortable being at home with a 15-year-old that practically hated her, and it'd just be them there. Oh, and it'd just be them too, knowing he and his mother can be. Knowing how he and his mother can be. Jeez. She said if things were different and they had a great relationship, she wouldn't mind, but not this way. I support her and I don't want her to feel uncomfortable either. My son comes over every other weekend, and this isn't even our weekend either. So, you tell me. That's the end of the post. And in my opinion, I don't think he's the asshole at all. It's like the wife has, or the ex wife rather, has to get it together. He's not home. She knows he's not home. She's doing this on purpose. Keep your son at home and wait until he's back. And wait until your son goes away for the weekend so you can do that thing you wanted to do. Damn. Like, be for real. How you gonna put your kid on somebody else? Your 15-year-old kid. Be for real. On someone who you don't even like. So, you don't like her, but you're trusting her with your kid? Be for real. Be so for real. The first comment that pops up on here reads, I would ask the ex how she can choose some new dick over her son. She knows you are unavailable and still wants a raunchy weekend to get laid, knowing her teen is scared of being alone. Not the asshole. I agree. Like, how could you, as a parent, like, even put yourself in that position to ask someone that you don't like, that you've said that you don't like, that you've acted out towards, to watch your kid? Like, you want them to do a favor after mistreating them? Be so for real. Be so for real. She clearly did that on purpose. It's not a necessity. It's not like there was an emergency and he had to go far. But even then, it's just you and your son. Just take him. But that's not the case right now anyway. Be so for real. Be so for real. I don't like when people do stuff like that. It's not cool. Not cool, not great, not fun at all. Some people could be real assholes, but not this guy. I wouldn't consider him an asshole. Not in this scenario, anyway. I think they made the right choices. But yeah. I'm a little tired from yapping. I was yapping for quite a bit, and I'm so upset that it didn't get recorded, but hey, it's fine. All's well that ends well. I'm glad I was even able to record anything today. It's not my best work, but I know I will get better with time. But anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for listening to me today's episode. I hope this episode found you well, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time, bye!